Eventually I will have UPSs on both sides, independent UPSs, so that it's just to try to avoid any possibility of losing power. If I lose power in the middle of a database operation, it's possible to get corrupted data in the database, which I don't want. So in this case, I've got as much redundancy as I could reasonably build into it. The rated drives, it cuts the usable capacity of the machine in half, but it gives you redundancy. If one of these disk drives goes out, a little orange light comes on and says the contents of these two drives does not exactly match, and you can take the bad drive out while the machine is running. They're all hot swappable. You can pull them out and replace it with a good drive, put it back in, and the machine is smart enough to rebuild so that you have two exact copies of all of your data. Each of these servers also has two network interface adapters. So I've got them set up so that I have one that isn't on an internal network, and it's what they call a gigabit network. So it's running very fast. And I can use it to move data between the machines, large quantities of data very quickly between the machines. The other adapter I have networked together into my DSL connection. So if I want to go out to the internet for any reason to, for instance, to update the software, which is on Debian, the software updates are available almost on a daily basis, and I keep the machines updated. This machine right now, the only one really running is what I call Debian 4, and it's my main database server right now. And I've got it running through a list of a table with about 12 million URLs, and right now it's going out and grabbing those web pages at the rate of about 110,000 a day right now. It's running 24/7. It took me about a month to get my first 2 million, and now I've got it set up to run a little bit faster. Linux is a multi-user operating system. It was built like that from the ground up, and there are some little tricks that I've been doing. I don't know if they're the best and most efficient way to do things, but everything here has been learning from experience. And what I've got is I've got 4 users set up on this machine, and each one of those users is right now grabbing web pages. This is the actual web page that I've written that goes out and grabs these. You'll see it update here in a couple seconds. It's right now it takes I think 8 at a time. There, it just updated, and I've got 4 different users doing that, and I did it with different users so that the browser that I'm using, the Epiphany web browser, has 4 separate copies of that browser running. So any data storage that it has to do, the users won't collide with each other. It's all happening in a different user space in the operating system. So this, by having those 4 users going, I'm hitting the DSL modem as fast as it can take it. So we don't have high-speed internet here in town, and it appears like we're not going to have it. So I'm going to be stuck with DSL for a while. So I'm just making the best out of what I've got. And then after they grab the web pages, they stuff it onto the, they put it into the database. And this is the PHP MyAdmin, which is a front end for the MySQL database. And when I click, this is the number of rows that are in my URL table right now, the URL content table, and you can see 3,186,000. If I hit this again, it will refresh, and I've had 3,000 new web pages come in since the last time I refreshed that. Here, by the way, I have, this is the schemaroot.org. I'm using Common Dreams RSS feed for my front page, and then inside the site I have, like I said, about 15,000 topics
that relate.
They're over. They relate to about anything I want to do. I've divided all topics up into these basic categories. I have the arts, commerce, military, people, region, science, technology, and the weather. Why not? Everybody wants to know what the weather is. So, like under the weather, I have things that people might not think of as weather, like I have cyclones, droughts, dust storms, earthquakes, floods, hailstorms, hurricanes, landslides, meteor showers, monsoons, sandstorms, snowstorms, solar activity, thunderstorms, tornadoes, tropical storms, tsunamis, typhoons, wildfires, and windstorms. That just the idea of the site is to have a place for anything at all that I want to keep track of the news about. So I have science, I have technology, and I distinguish between science and technology. But you can see I have a list of science, and then these would be, they would have a number of different topics within them, and it's all very idiosyncratic, really, and my own view of the world. Other people may categorize things differently. Here, for instance, I have 95 biology pages, and I have an index on that shows you all the pages I've come up with. You can see I built one on mesothelioma because I thought I'd get good Google ads there.